Kids, I understand that you miss me, but here you go. Here's what you're doing today. So what you have is I've shared the data sheet with you via a message on Schoology. This is the data you're going to use. Okay, I know you guys got some data, but I got all the data for all the launchers. For example, I have launcher 1 up here. This is what you're going to use. This is the equation. We're going to go through today's practice. Okay, so you should be with your groups right now and practicing exactly what I have you doing. All right, so what we have is we have our data, we have our average delta x and velocity initial. This is the key things that we're going to use. We need to solve for theta because we got to figure out what angle we're going to launch at. Okay, so what we're going to do here is solve this, manipulate this equation for theta. So to do that first, I'm going to multiply by g. So I get rg equals vi squared sine 2 theta. I'm going to get divide by vi, so I get rg divided by vi squared. That cancels that out, equals sine 2 theta. I'm going to do inverse sine here, so I'm going to take this up here. I'm going to go inverse sine rg over vi squared equals 2 theta. So the last step would be divide by 2. So the equation I get for theta is sine inverse rg vi squared over 2. This is the equation that you're going to use on the day of the competition. Now, let me explain the equation here. Okay. So, I'm going to be giving you a random distance. We're going to practice this together because I'm going to actually get some answers for you to make sure you're getting it correct using this data. So, we're all going to use launcher 1. That way, we're all getting the same answer. It's the same, you're just going to change numbers when you're using a different launcher, but the process is the same. So when I say the random distance, that's the range we want to hit. We want to hit the range. So let's do this example problem. I'm going to say I want to hit from 2 meters. The distance I'm giving you is 2 meters. The first thing you do is look at your average delta x. Can you hit 2 meters from setting 1? Well, no, because it's only 1.15 meters. That's as far as it can shoot. Can you hit setting 2? Yeah, because it goes 2.56. So I'm going to use setting 2. So the first thing you should do is tell the person launching, hey, we're on setting 2, so they can load the ball to setting 2. Next, on the equation, my range is the distance I want to hit. So I'm going to put 2 in there. Let me do this so you can see it. So I'm going to do sine inverse. The range I want to put there is 2. That's what I want to hit. G is just 9.8, the value 9.8 divided by. Now, the velocity initial goes to corresponding settings. So I know I'm using setting 2, so I have to use the initial velocity from setting 2. So I put my 5 squared there because the initial velocity is squared. All of this divided by 2. All right? When you do that, let me get a calculator real quick. When you do that, let's see, I got 2 times 9.8 divided by 25. I'm going to do inverse sine divided by 2. I'm going to get 25.8. So I know if I launch at 25.8 degrees on setting 2, I'm going to hit from 2 meters. So what you would do, you take your launcher. This one you unscrew the top, and it'll move around. And what you want to do is put it to 25.8. You would lock it in, and then you would fire from there on setting 2. Now, what I want you to look at is this. If I put it to 25.8, which is right there. Dude, I just broke another one of these. I hate these things so bad. All right. If I put it at 25.8, which is right here, right? If you notice, it's kind of flat. But we did the simulation where you can hit 2 different distances. If anybody plays like basketball, it's always better to have a high arcing shot, right? We'd rather, instead of this being like a line drive, we'd rather it come up and go down. So what we're going to do to our equation is the last step we're going to take theta equals 90 minus that angle. Okay? And what that's going to do, let me do it in my calculator. So 90 minus second answer, I'm going to get 64. So what I'm going to do, okay, I lied because I broke that one. I'm going to change this to 64. Which is right there. And now this is a much higher arcing shot, which will allow it to come down and hit inside the bucket. Okay? So what I want to do right now is I want to run some practice, right? Some practice problems. So I'm going to erase this. All right, I'm going to give you a distance here. What you guys need to do is calculate it. I'm going to give you a second and then check the answer because I'm going to give the answer. So let's say right now I give you the range 4 meters. So again, this is you need to do this quickly. Go, calculate an angle and setting for 4 meters. I'll give you a second while I do it, okay? I know I'm going to do on setting 3, so I'm going to plug in here. What did I say, 3 meters? 4 meters?
Yeah.
4, 9.8. Velocity, I'm going to use this one. 6.65 squared divided by 2, 90 minus. You don't have to write these down. What you need to do is get good at your calculator where you can do it really, really quickly. Good groups will get it really quick. I'm just showing you all the steps so you can see what's going on here. So I'm going to do this in my calculator. 4 times 9.8 divided by 6.65 squared. Inverse sine divided by 2. So 90 minus. I got 58.7. So I know on setting 3, I'm going to launch at 58.7 degrees. Let's do one more just to make sure you can calculate this. All right. Let's say I give you 1 meter. 1 meter. Go ahead and calculate it. You should be able to beat me done. So I'm going to plug in sine, -1, range 1, 9.8. Velocity, I'm going to use setting 1, 3.35 squared over 2, 90 minus. So I'm going to do that in my calculator. You should probably already be done. I'm just going really slow just so you can see the steps. I got 59.6. 59.6 degrees.
Sorry. Is it okay if I just talk about something real quick?
No.
Oh,
Hold on.
wait a minute.
All right. So 59.6 will hit from setting 1 on the first setting. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is each group will have 20 minutes because we have to rotate through because there's too many things. You're just going to get one, it's all the same with the same launcher, you just use the different data. If you notice in the Excel sheet, there's 4 different launchers. Just match the data with the launcher. Make sure the one that says small ball, SB, has the little ball, and the one with the BB has the big ball. All right, but that's just for the little guys. All right, the big guys have the same marbles, okay? What you're gonna do is you're gonna take a roll of tape. This is your target. It's about the size of the bowl. You're gonna place it on the floor. You're gonna pick a random distance. Just make it up. Make it up somewhere in here. You guys are gonna practice with a meter. Let me grab a meter stick. With a meter stick. So the last one I did, I said 1 meter. What you wanna do is measure out from here out to here and place your marble launcher at the 1 meter. You should launch at your settings. You got to make sure you aim correctly though, okay? And see if you can hit. If you come up short, right? If you come up short, you can make adjustments. So if I come up short, I want to make my angle closer to 45. So I might change it a couple degrees that way. Everybody see, I moved it shorter. Now, if I wanted to go, if I shoot over it, right? I'm shooting too far, my angle is incorrect, I shoot too far. I can adjust by moving it closer to 90, and that will take distance off. So if I need more distance, I flatten it towards 45. If I need less distance, I move it towards 90. And that way you can hit, if not on the first one, the second try. Because once you calculate an angle, you have to get a calculated angle before you launch. Because if you don't, I'm going to ask to see your calculator. If you don't have it, you're going to get disqualified. So once you get the angle, if it misses, you're allowed to make adjustments until you hit. But remember, if you miss left or right, that's just you aiming. Make sure you aim good. So what I'm allowing you to do is the sub is going to put a timer on 20 minutes. So when the first groups go, each group get one launcher. You don't need to use one launcher because it's kind of the same process with each launcher. It's just different data. You're going to go to the back of the room, all right, in 4 lines, and just try to hit tape. I have 4 rolls of tape here for you guys to use. Do not lose the marble. If you lose the marble, you're getting a 0 on the lab because I only got these 4 marbles. That's it. If you lose one, we're out. No lab. Get a meter stick. Do not mess around. She's going to put a timer on, and you have 20 minutes. Next class, we're going to do the competition. Got it? If you are having issues, this is Friday. Is there a raise Monday? No, there's raise tomorrow. Tuesday, raise, you can come see me. All right? Everybody good? That should be good. Practice. You have 20 minutes of practice. Just, again, pick a random distance. Be like, okay, I'm going to do 3. I'm going to do 0.8. I'm going to just pick random distances, do your calculations, and then try to hit it with the launcher. All right. Good luck, kids. You can stop it.